biopulses. Today we are going to start a new series. That series is of NEET in 40 days. Okay, today is the day 1 and then we are going to cover all the chapters in one series within 40 days. Okay, we are covering line by line NCERT, and the main purpose of this series is to target 340 plus marks in your NEET examination. Okay, na? Upcoming NEET examination to 2026, you must target plus 340. So that please follow the days whatever the discussions are going on. Okay, na? Today is the day 1. The chapter is the living world. So let's get started. And the first question here comes. From the topic what is living, we are going to discuss about the first question. The characteristic of growth includes increase in mass, increase in number, increase in length, both A and B. Increase in mass and the increase in number both are including for the characteristic of the growth. So the answer is D, both A and B. Question number 2. Unicellular organisms grow by cell elongation, cell division, accumulation of materials on the surface, none of this. Unicellular organism, when we are going to talk, they are going to grow by cell division. So the answer is cell division. Mountains, boulders and sand mounds also grow, but they are not considered as a living organism because they grow by accumulation of materials on their inner surface, the division of their particles, accumulation of materials on their outer surface. And then D, both A and B. So here the answer is what? Accumulation of materials on their outer surface. When the mountains and then sand mounds are grow, yes, of course they grow, but they grow by accumulation of materials on their outer surface. But only based on the growth, what we can't say that they are the living organisms. So the correct option will be C. And next question, fourth one. Choose the correct statement about growth in plants. In plants, growth occurs continuously throughout their lifespan by cell division. First answer itself is correct. The growth is seen by up to a certain age. Up to a certain age, it's almost seen in animals. Growth occurs by the accumulation of materials on the upper surface of their cells. If this kind of growth we can see, we are not considering them as living only. Growth occurs only in certain cells. So this is also wrong. So first option A is correct. Fifth question. In yeast and hydra, reproduction occurs by. In yeast and hydra, the reproduction occurs by which kind of the? First one, conjugation. Second, sporulation. C is budding. None of these. So the answer is C, budding. Sixth one. The organisms that can multiply by fragmentation is fungi, filamentous algae, protonema of moss, and then D is all of these. So all of these multiply by what? Fragmentation. Fungi also multiply by fragmentation, filamentous algae, protonema of mosses. So the correct answer is D. And then seventh question. In amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with. Synonymous means same thing you can say. Digestion, growth, locomotion, none of this. In amoeba, what happens? Reproduction itself is what? One kind of the growth. Eighth one. Living organisms that do not reproduce are. Living organisms that do not reproduce are mole, worker bees, infertile human couples. All of this is correct. Ninth one. Match the column 1 with column 2. Here choose the correct option with from the codes, whatever the codes are given, no, from that you must choose. In such kind of questions, what should do? If any two of the option is if you are confident, by that only you can get it. Okay now, here planaria, what it is for regeneration, reproduction method is regeneration. And if I talk about the hydra shows budding, and then fungi shows fragmentation, and amoeba shows binary fission. So the correct option planaria regeneration to C, A, option A is correct. Only by one option only we can answer very easily. So 10th question, the sum total of all chemical reactions occurring in our body is sum total means metabolism. An isolated metabolic reactions outside the body of an organism performed in a test tube is isolated metabolic reactions outside the body of an organism performed in a test tube is called what? Living, non-living, neither living nor non-living, sometimes living and sometimes non-living, depends upon the environmental factors. No, so here the correct option is neither living nor non-living, because it is isolated metabolic reaction outside the body. Next, 12th question, choose the incorrect statement from the following. 12th question, choose the incorrect statement from the following. And then statements are, all living organisms exhibit metabolism. Yes, of course, metabolism is sum total of all chemical reactions occur in our body. Yes, it is also correct. Metabolism is a defining feature of all living organism. Absolutely. And then D, metabolic reaction cannot be demonstrated outside the body in cell-free system. This is correct. We can perform metabolic reaction outside the body, that is in vitro conditions. So the option is D. And then 13th question, isolated metabolic reactions occurring in vitro are non living things but surely living reactions. Yes, of course, it proves that A of a body is defining feature of life forms. Here A is, here you should say which one is A. So A is reproduction, no, A is cellular organization. Yes, correct. In cellular organization, what happens? The metabolic reaction can occur in vitro condition. So the correct option will be B. 4th one, identify the defining characteristic of living organism from the following. Growth, ability to make sound, reproduction, response to external stimuli. Among these, which one is the defining character? Defining character is response to external stimuli. 15th question, photoperiod affects reproduction, metabolism, growth and cellular organization. Photoperiod affects what? Reproduction. So option A is correct. 16th question, living organisms respond to environmental stimuli, which could be, living organisms respond to environmental stimuli which could be physical, chemical, biological, all of this. Yes, living organisms respond to environment by all of this kind, physical also, chemical also and biological also. So the option will be all of this. Match the column 1 with column 2 and choose the correct option from the codes given below. So here what are the column 1? Column 1 is growth, reproduction, metabolism and consciousness. And then column 2 is production of progeny, sum of all chemical reactions occurring in body, sense and then respond to environmental stimuli, increase in mass and then number. So here growth is what? Increase in mass and number. So growth is 4, means A is 4. Yes, A is for B, option C. So within a second we can get a right answer. All living organisms are linked to each other because they show a common cellular organization. They possess common genetic material of a same type. They possess common genetic material of a same type. They share common genetic material but to varying degrees. Yes, of course, this is the correct one. All living organisms are linked in sharing common genetic material but to varying degrees, not in the same degree. From generation to generation, what happen? Genetic materials, common genetic material go vary. So the correct option is C. 19th one, assertion and reasoning type of question. Assertion: non-living objects also grow. They grow by accumulation of materials on the surface. Non-living objects also grow. The statement is true. They grow by accumulation of material on the surface. This is also true, and then it is a correct explanation. So both assertion and reason are true, and reason is correct explanation of assertion. So the answer is A. Now one more assertion and reasoning type of question, that is 20th question. Reproduction is not a defining character or else property of a living organism because mules do not produce. Yes, of course, mules do not produce, but they are not considered as a non-living thing, isn't it? That's what, due to such kind of dilemma, what happens? Reproduction is a characteristic of organism, but it is not a defining characteristic. So here both an assertion are true, and reason is a correct explanation of assertion. So the option is A. Correct option is A. Now let's talk about the next question, that is 21. This is also assertion and reasoning type of question. Assertion: non-living objects also exhibit metabolism. In this question we discussed about the reproduction. Here we are discussing about metabolism. Here the reason is isolated metabolic reactions occurring in vitro are living things. Here assertion and reasons both are what? False. Non-living objects also exhibit metabolism. No, non-living objects cannot exhibit metabolism. Okay, now, and isolated metabolic reactions occurring in vitro are living things. They are non-living, they are living, isn't it? So here the option will be of D. Next comes the concept diversity in the living world. From this concept, the 22nd question, the process of naming of living organism is called systematics, taxonomy, nomenclature. The option C is correct. Next, 23 question, identification of an organism means identification, its correct description, its correct classification, its correct nomenclature, and D, all of these. So the 23 correct option is D. Next, 24th, ICBN stands for. ICBN stands for. Here you will get too much of confusion, lots of confusion they make, but be sure and then be confident. International code, up to this is correct. For biological naming, wrong. International Center for Botanical Nomenclature, botanical nomenclature is correct, but not the international center. Okay, Indian code for biological nomenclature, wrong. International code for biological nomenclature. So the option D is correct for 24th question. ICBN stands for International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. 25th question, choose the correct statement about scientific names. Choose the correct statement about scientific names. They ensure that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name. They ensure that such a name has not been used for any other organisms. All of this description, all of this statement is correct. So the answer will be all of these. Next question, 26. The system of providing a name with two components is called. Two, here only you can get bi, isn't it? Tri means 3, bi means 2, uni means 1. So option will be B. 27th question. The naming system which is practiced by biologists all over the world was given by the naming system which is practiced by biologists all over the world was given by Carlos Linnaeus, Whittaker, Haeckel and Hoyes. So the correct answer is A. Carlos Linnaeus. 28th question. Match the following type. Column 1, biodiversity, nomenclature, identification, binomial nomenclature. Here, if you know any one or two, you will get the right answer. So here, biodiversity is the variety of living organisms. So A is 2. Nomenclature, naming of the living organisms. B is 4. A is 2. So the correct option will be A only. 29th question. Select correctly written scientific name of mango which was first described by Carlos Linnaeus. Mango first described by Carlos Linnaeus. Mangifera indica Carlin. No, car must not be there. Mangifera indica Lin. This is correct. And you may get confused among these two. Mangifera indica, this is also correct and this is also correct, but this is complete one. Genus and then species, and with abbreviation form of the whoever described, no, that one is full correct name of the scientific name. So you must go with this. If in the option Mangifera indica Lin is not there, you can go with this option. Okay, so Mangifera indica Lin is correct one. 30th question. In Mangifera indica Lin, the specific epithet is Mangifera. No, because Mangifera is a genus, indica is species. Correct. Lin is abbreviation form. So the correct option will be again B. 31st question. Choose the incorrect statement about rules of nomenclature. Incorrect statement. Biological names are generally given in Latin. Biological names are generally given in Latin. Whether it is correct? Yes, of course. Biological names are generally given by which language? That is the Latin one. And the first word in biological name represents the genus. Correct. While the second component denotes the specific epithet. It is also correct. When handwritten, both words of biological names are separately underlined. This is also correct. So the D. Both of the words of biological name starts with capital letters. No, genus starts with capital letter and then species starts with small one. So the incorrect option will be D. And then 32 question. Which of the following is against the rule of ICBN? Against, he is asking, against the rule of ICBN. Handwritten scientific names should be underlined. This is correct and it is a rule of ICBN also. And every species should have a generic name and a specific epithet. Yes, of course. Genus and then species he is talking. Specific names are in a Latin and should be italicized. This is also correct. Generic and then specific names should be written starting with the small letters. No. Generic name must start with the capital letter and then specific name must start with the small letter according to the ICBN. So the wrong, that is against the ICBN rule, is the D1. Question number 33. Biological names are generally written in. Biological names are generally written in which language? Just now we discussed, that is the Latin language, because it's a dead language. Nobody is using now. If it is dead means what happens? The words meaning won't change. That's what we are going to use the Latin language. 34th question. The process by which organisms are grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observed characters is called what? It's called taxonomy, identification, classification and nomenclature. Taxonomy means arranging, identification means identifying, classification means organizing the organisms into groups. So this one is the correct one, and nomenclature means naming of the organism. So the answer C is correct. The scientific term used for the categories of organisms to study them is the scientific term used for the categories of organism. Categories of organism he is asking, that is taxa. 36th question. The process of classification is called systematics, taxonomy, classification, okay, nomenclature and identification. So here classifying the process of classification itself is called what? Taxonomy. Question number 37. The modern taxonomic studies are based on cell structure, external and internal structure, development processes. So all of these three are needed for the taxonomic studies. So answer is all of this. Among the following process, which one is not the basic to taxonomy? Which one is not basic to the taxonomy? The identification is basic, classification is basic, and nomenclature is basic. But collection of species is not basic, it's only for the reference. So collection of specimen is the right answer. 37th. Systematics refers to what? Systematic refers to what? Option A, diversities of different kinds of organisms and their relationship. This one itself is correct. Next match the following. Column 1, Mammalia, Mangifera indica and Mangifera. C is indica, and then D systematics. Code is given here. So these are the column 2. Mammalia. Here if you are getting confused, see, Mangifera is generic name, isn't it? And indica is specific epithet. You also know C is 1 and then B is 4. B is 4, C is 1. So that what happens? This one will be the correct option. 41. Assertion and reasoning. Binomial nomenclature given by Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. Correct. Each name of this system has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This is correct, and this is the correct explanation of this. So the option A will be correct. One more, assertion and reasoning. The process of classification of organism is taxonomy. Exactly right, just now we discussed. Reason, it is merely based on the external feature of the organism. No, it is not only based on external feature, it's also based on the internal feature and many of the things. So assertion is true, but the reason is false. So the answer is C. 43 question. Assertion. Systematics is the study of organisms, their diversities, but not the relationship among them. So assertion is false. Systematics is derived from a English word systema. Exactly correct. So here assertion is wrong, and then reason is correct. Assertion is so the option D is correct. Next comes about taxonomic categories. The topic taxonomic categories questions are like this. 44th question, number 44. All the taxonomic categories together constitute the taxon. No, it's a unit, family, kingdom and hierarchy. All the taxonomic categories together constitute what? Hierarchy or hierarchy you can also call. The lowest taxonomic category is genus, species, class and then family. So the lowest one is species, highest one is kingdom. The basic requirement for placing an organism in various categories is knowledge of is knowledge of what? Characters of an individual, characters of group of organisms. Binomial nomenclature. Answer both A and B. The basic requirement for placing an organism in various categories is due to characteristic of an individual and even the characteristic of group of organism. So the answer will be what? Both A and B. Next question, 47th question. Solanum includes species. Solanum includes Solanum nigrum, Melangina, tuberosum. So these three, all of these three are under the genus Solanum only. So the correct option will be all of this. 48th question. The taxonomic category genus represents, the taxonomic category genus represents what? An individual organism? No. A collection of organism? No. A group of closely related species of organism. So genus is higher than the species, means what? Related group of species of organisms is called what? Genus. So the option C is correct. 49th one, match the following type of question. Here scientific names given and then organism name is given. Scientific name, organism name, it is mistake by me, sorry. Here are the scientific names and then here are the organisms name. Lion, Panthera, Leo, leopard, Panthera pardus, tiger, Panthera tigris, isn't it? Potato, Solanum nigrum. So among these, if you confident about any two, for example I can say tiger. If I am very confident about the tiger means Panthera tigris. C is one means here C, two options are there. Then you must go for one more confident one. Potato I am confident. Potato, Solanum nigrum. D is 3. Then next go for another one. Let's go for leopard. Panthera pardus. So B is 4. So the correct option will be A. Lion, Panthera, Leo. 50th one. Suffix used for a unit of classification in plants to indicate family, taxonomic category is what? Option A, ales, one and ACA and AE. So the option here is ACA. For the plant it is ACA. 51st question. The taxonomic category order lies between, what? It is lies between genus and species? No. Genus and family? No. Family and class and family, it must be class and phylum. So the answer here it will be of C. See, if you want to remember a small trick, I can say king play chess on fine grained sand. Means what? Just keep this statement in your mind so that you can come to know kingdom, phylum, like that. Okay, now king play chess on fine grained sand. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. So here what he is asking? He is asking order lies between what? Order lies between class and then family. So the option will be C. Choose the incorrect statement from the following. Choose the incorrect statement. Each genus may have one or more than one specific epithets representing different organism. Correct. Potato and brinjal are two different species but both belongs to genus Solanum. Exactly. Families are characterized on the basis of merely reproductive features of the plant species. No, it's not like that. Not only reproductive feature, family is a group of what? Orders. So the option is, which one is the incorrect statement? C is the incorrect statement. 53 question. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles and birds represent which taxonomic category? They represent which taxonomic category? They represent the phylum. Phylum amphibia, phylum fishes, phylum reptiles and phylum birds. So the answer is phylum. 54th question. The phylum taxon of animal classification is equivalent to which taxon of the plant classification? Which taxon of the plant classification? Phylum is representing in plants is by division. In plant, for the plant classification we call that taxon as a division, not the phylum. Okay. For the plants it is called division. For the animals that taxon is called as phylum. The kingdom that comprises all plants from various divisions is the kingdom that comprises all plants from the various divisions is Plantae. They are talking about plants, so the kingdom Plantae comprises all the animals means Animalia. Okay, now that's what the here kingdom Plantae will be correct option. Next 57, here column 1 and then column 2 match the column type question. Order, kingdom, family, genus, species. Here on are given column 2 Solanum, Solanaceae, Plantae, Tuberosum and Polymoniales. If you know any among the, for example I can say genus and species we know. For example like Tuberosum is what? Species. Solanum is what? Genus. D is 1 and then E is 4. D is 1 and then E is 4. First one itself. So the option A is correct. See how simple it is. 58. In a taxonomic hierarchy or hierarchy, on moving from species to kingdom, the number of common characters on moving from what? Species to kingdom. From species to kingdom, what will be the characteristic? The number of common characteristic will be increase, remain same, will decrease. Yes, of course decrease. From species to kingdom, when we are going to move, the number of common characteristic will decrease. So the option C is correct. 59th question. Choose the correct statement from following. In case of plants, classes with a few similar characteristics are aligned to a higher category called phylum. No, in plants what we are going to call it as a division, not the phylum. So first option is wrong. Choose the correct option here. First one is wrong in the sense elimination method you can use. First here it is, so this option won't be, and all of this also no. So the options among the B and then C must be correct. The subcategories have also been developed in taxonomic hierarchy, so facilitate more sound and scientific placement of various taxa. This one is correct. Class includes related order, so correct. Convolvulaceae family is included in Polymoniales order on the basis of its floral characteristic. We can't go only on the basis of floral characteristic, so this one is also wrong. So the correct option will be what? 2 and then 3. So the 2 and 3 is of B. Option B is correct. So let's go with the next question, that is 60th one. Assertion, genus may have one or more than one species epithet. Yes, of course correct. Genus comprises a group of related species. Yes, this is also correct. So the both assertion and reason are true, and then reason is a correct explanation of assertion. So the option A will be Correct. So this is the end of today's session, that is day 1. We discussed about the chapter the living world. For the next, we are going to discuss with the next chapter. Okay, so bye bye.